na na re nu re no dim dum da na da dim da na na dim dum da na da dim da na dim dum da na dim dum da na da dim da na o da ni da na di da na na o da ni da na di da na da di na da dim dum da na da dim da na dim dum da na da dim da na dim dum da na da na dim da na da dim da na na da na dim da na da dim da na da na da di na da na da na dim da na da dim da na da na da di na da na da dim da na da na da di na da.
Welcome to the Great Indian AI Podcast channel. Today, we're going to be diving deep into a historical enigma that continues to fascinate and intrigue: the death of Subhas Chandra Bose.
A story shrouded in mystery and controversy, one that has captivated generations of Indians and sparked countless debates. Even today, nearly 80 years after the events in question, the circumstances surrounding Bose's alleged demise remain a source of intense speculation.
For those who might not be familiar with Subhas Chandra Bose, let's take a quick step back. Bose was a prominent figure in India's struggle for independence. He's remembered for his unwavering commitment to freeing India from British rule, and his audacious efforts during World War II to forge alliances with Axis powers in pursuit of that goal.
Bose's story is much more than just a historical footnote. It raises profound questions about the nature of leadership, the allure of alternative narratives, and the ways in which nations grapple with the loss of iconic figures.
And that's exactly why we're taking this deep dive here on the Great Indian AI Podcast channel. By unraveling the threads of this historical puzzle, we're going to gain valuable insights into the events that shaped India's destiny and the enduring legacy of one of its most controversial leaders.
By the end of this deep dive, you'll have a clearer understanding of the events leading up to Bose's reported death, the evidence that supports the official account, and the reasons why so many refuse to accept it even today.
Sounds intriguing, right? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the Great Indian AI Podcast channel for more fascinating deep dives into history, culture, and beyond.
So to truly understand this mystery, we need to rewind the clock to 1945, the final year of World War II. The Indian National Army, or INA, which Bose had formed with the support of Japan, was facing defeat in Burma.
The INA under Bose's leadership had fought valiantly, but the tide had turned against them. The battles of Imphal and Kohima had depleted their forces, and the news of Germany's surrender was a major blow.
Bose, along with a dwindling number of soldiers and the brave women of the Rani of Jhansi Regiment, was on the run, desperately seeking a safe haven. Their hope was to reach the Soviet Union, which they saw as a potential ally in their fight against British rule.
It was a harrowing escape, fraught with danger and uncertainty. Imagine the pressure and the weight of responsibility Bose must have felt, knowing that the hopes of millions rested on his shoulders.
His journey in those final days was a complex one. He made stops in Bangkok and Saigon, trying to navigate a rapidly changing geopolitical landscape as the war drew to a close.
Could you paint a picture for our listeners on the Great Indian AI Podcast channel about what those stops were like for Bose?
In Bangkok, he was greeted with a mix of hope and despair. Local members of the Indian Independence League and the INA rallied around him, but the reality of their dwindling resources and the looming threat of a British invasion was undeniable.
It must have been a stark reminder of the challenges they faced, the ever-present danger closing in on them. What about Saigon? What was the situation like there?
Saigon was a chaotic scene, a city under siege. The Japanese who had occupied the city were facing daily aerial bombings by American forces. The city was on edge, and Bose's presence there was becoming increasingly risky. He knew he needed to find a way out fast.
He was in a race against time, seeking a path to safety amidst a world consumed by war. And this is where the story takes its most dramatic turn, with the plane journey that would seal his fate.
It was a frantic scene at the Saigon airport. A second seat on the plane had to be secured at the last minute for Habibur Rahman Bose's trusted aide. Adding to the tension was the concern over the aircraft being overloaded, partly due to the inclusion of heavy treasure chests, gifts from the Indian community in Saigon.
It's almost like a scene from a movie, a desperate escape attempt laden with both hope and uncertainty. So tell us what happened next. How does the crash itself fit into this already captivating narrative?
On August 18, 1945, the plane took off from Saigon, its destination shrouded in mystery. Shortly after takeoff, tragedy struck. Witnesses described hearing a loud bang like an engine backfiring. Moments later, a propeller blade broke off, causing the engine to detach and sending the plane spiraling towards the ground. The plane crashed and exploded into a fiery inferno.
A horrifying scene, no doubt. So much was riding on that flight, and in an instant everything changed. But what about Bose? What happened to him in this terrifying ordeal?
While the chief pilot, the co-pilot, and a Japanese general were killed instantly, Bose, though badly injured, miraculously survived the initial impact. He managed to crawl out of the burning wreckage, his clothes drenched in gasoline. Tragically, his clothes caught fire, engulfing him in flames.
It's hard to even imagine the pain and terror he must have experienced in those moments. What happened after he escaped the wreckage?
He was rushed to the Nanmon Military Hospital in Taihoku, the capital of Japanese-occupied Taiwan. Despite the frantic efforts of the medical staff, he succumbed to his injuries a few hours later.
It's a heartbreaking end to a life dedicated to the cause of Indian independence. But as we know, the story doesn't end there. Even with these detailed accounts, doubts and questions lingered. Why?
There were several factors that fueled skepticism. Firstly, no photographs of Bose were taken after the crash, neither of him injured nor deceased. Secondly, adding to the mystery, no official death certificate was ever issued.
It's strange, isn't it? In this age of documentation, the lack of visual evidence immediately raises suspicion. Did anyone investigate these inconsistencies?
Yes, the first investigation came just a year later in 1946. The British, still in control of India at the time, commissioned a report by John Figgis, a British intelligence officer. This report, initially confidential, was based on interviews with the crash survivors and medical personnel.
So this report, coming so soon after the events, would have been crucial in shaping the initial understanding of what happened, right? What were its key findings?
The Figgis report, while acknowledging some discrepancies in the witness testimonies, ultimately concluded that Bose had indeed died in the Taihoku Military Hospital as a result of heart failure caused by his severe burns. This report became the foundation for the official account of Bose's death.
It seems like a pretty thorough investigation conducted relatively soon after the events. So why did the doubts persist? Didn't people believe the findings of the Figgis report?
While the report provided a detailed account of the crash and its aftermath, many in India, particularly those who revered Bose, found it hard to accept that their charismatic leader was truly gone. Remember, Bose had vanished before, back in 1941, when he escaped house arrest in Calcutta.
So his past added another layer of intrigue to this already complex story. It was like his life was a series of dramatic escapes and unexpected twists, making it difficult to believe that this was truly the end.
Exactly. And the lack of photographs or a death certificate only fueled the speculation. It left room for doubt for the possibility that the official narrative was incomplete or perhaps even deliberately misleading.
So even with this initial investigation, the seeds of doubt were sown, setting the stage for the enduring mystery that would surround Bose's death for decades to come.
And those doubts would only grow stronger as new theories emerged, each adding another layer to this intricate historical puzzle.
This is all so fascinating. We've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive. We've explored the final days of Subhas Chandra Bose, the harrowing circumstances of the plane crash, and the initial investigation that attempted to unravel the truth. But as we've seen, the story is far from over. Stay tuned to the Great Indian AI podcast channel, because in the next part of our deep dive, we're going to delve into the reasons behind the enduring belief in Bose's survival and the emergence of the various legends that have kept his memory alive. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the Great Indian AI podcast channel. We'll be back soon to continue unraveling this captivating historical mystery.
Welcome back to the Great Indian AI podcast channel. As we delve deeper into the mystery surrounding Subhas Chandra Bose's death, we find ourselves navigating a labyrinth of speculation and fervent belief.
It's incredible, isn't it? Despite the official account of Bose's death in a plane crash, the rumors and legends just wouldn't die down. It's almost as if people couldn't bear to believe that their beloved leader Their symbol of hope was truly gone.
That's a key point. The emotional climate in India at the time played a significant role in shaping these alternative narratives. The nation was on the verge of independence, and the loss of such a charismatic and influential figure as Bose was a devastating blow.
His absence created a void, a sense of unfinished business that fueled the desire for a different ending, more hopeful outcome. It's understandable, really, given the tumultuous historical context.
Precisely, and remember, Bose had mysteriously vanished before escaping house arrest in 1941, so the idea that he might have staged another disappearance, that he might still be out there somewhere, wasn't entirely far-fetched.
His past fueled the flames of speculation, adding an element of plausibility to the rumors that would emerge. So let's dive into those rumors. What were some of the most prominent theories that gained traction?
One of the most enduring theories was that Bose had sought refuge in the Soviet Union. Remember, he was attempting to reach Soviet-controlled Manchuria just before his reported death.
So people believed that he might have made it to the Soviet Union and was being held in secret, perhaps even groomed for a future role.
Exactly. Some speculated that the Soviets were protecting him, seeing him as a potential asset in their geopolitical maneuvers. Others believed that Bose, who admired the socialist model, might even be leading a communist revolution in India from within the Soviet Union.
It's fascinating how these theories intersected with the political landscape of the Cold War era, with the Soviet Union emerging as a rival to the West. It added another layer of intrigue to the already complex narrative.
Absolutely. The Soviet Union was seen as both a threat and a potential liberator, and the idea that Bose might be aligned with them was both exciting and alarming to different factions within India.
It's like a historical thriller with political intrigue, international espionage, and a missing hero at its center. But the Soviet theory wasn't the only one, was it? What other narratives captured the public's imagination?
Another theory, perhaps even more captivating, was that Bose had survived the crash and gone into hiding, living as a sadhu, a Hindu renunciant, embracing a life of spiritual solitude and detachment from worldly affairs.
Wow, a renunciant. That's quite a transformation. What evidence did people point to support this theory?
Well, for many, the very idea of Bose, a man of action and ambition renouncing the world, seemed almost poetic, a fitting end to a life dedicated to a higher cause.
It's almost like a mythical archetype, isn't it? The hero, having accomplished his mission, retreats into the shadows, leaving behind his former life and embracing a spiritual path.
Precisely, and this narrative resonated deeply with many Indians, especially in Bengal, where Bose had a massive following. It allowed them to reconcile the loss of their leader with a sense of hope, a belief that he was still out there, albeit in a different form.
So the sadhu theory wasn't just a rumor. It was a way for people to cope with the trauma of loss, to find meaning in the face of tragedy. But were there any concrete details associated with this theory? Any specific locations or individuals linked to Bose's supposed post-crash life?
In the 1950s, an organization called Supasbadi Janata emerged, actively promoting the narrative that Bose was living as a sadhu in an ashram in Shalmari in North Bengal.
So there was an actual place, a physical location associated with this theory that must have lent it a sense of credibility, a tangible connection to the missing leader.
Indeed, the Janata, through their publications and public rallies, created an elaborate chronology of Bose's supposed life after the crash. They even claimed that he had secretly attended the cremations of Mahatma Gandhi in 1948 and Jawaharlal Nehru in 1964, all while maintaining his hidden identity.
It's remarkable how they wove together fact and fiction, creating a compelling narrative that resonated with those who yearned for his return.
And their efforts weren't in vain. Many people, including some who had been close to Bose during his political career, claimed to have recognized him in the Shalmari Sadhu. They cited similarities in his mannerisms, his voice, even his physical appearance.
It seems like these weren't just casual observers, but individuals who knew Bose personally and believed based on their own perceptions that they had encountered him again. That must have been a powerful validation for those who clung to the hope of his survival.
It was, and the absence of photographs of Bose's body after the crash only fueled the belief that he might still be alive. It left a gap in the official narrative, a space for alternative interpretations to take root.
So despite the official account and the Figgis report, the mystery of Bose's fate remained unsolved, at least in the minds of many. The seeds of doubt had been sown, and the legend of the missing hero continued to grow.
And as the years passed, those seeds would blossom into a rich tapestry of speculation, fueled by a combination of historical circumstances, emotional longing, and the enduring power of belief.
It's a testament to the impact that Bose had on the Indian psyche, the way in which his legacy transcended the boundaries of life and death, becoming a symbol of hope resistance, and the enduring spirit of a nation struggling to define its own destiny.
And this is where the story takes another fascinating turn. While the rumors of Bose living as a sadhu persisted, other theories emerged, adding further layers to the intricate web of speculation. Some whispered that Bose had escaped to China, finding refuge among communist revolutionaries.
China? That's a surprising twist. What led people to believe that Bose might have ended up there?
Well, remember that Bose had sought alliances with Axis powers during World War II, including Japan, which had close ties to China. Some speculated that he might have used those connections to escape to China, potentially with the help of Japanese authorities.
So the belief was that he might have leveraged his wartime alliances to forge a new path, a clandestine escape route to a land far removed from the reach of the British.
Exactly. China, with its vast territory and its own history of revolution, offered a fertile ground for speculation. It was a place where Bose could disappear, potentially re-emerging at a strategic moment to continue his fight for Indian independence.
It's a tantalizing scenario, a historical what-if that captures the imagination. Did anyone ever claim to have seen him in China?
While there were anecdotal accounts and unconfirmed sightings, no concrete evidence ever emerged to support the China theory. It remained a tantalizing possibility, a whisper in the corridors of history.
But even without concrete proof, the very idea of Bose hiding out in China, plotting his return, added another layer of intrigue to the mystery. It's like a puzzle with missing pieces, each theory offering a potential solution, but none quite fitting perfectly.
And that's precisely what makes the story so compelling. It's a historical puzzle that refuses to be solved, a mystery that continues to challenge our understanding of the past and the enduring power of belief.
It's a story that speaks to the human need for closure, for a satisfying resolution, even when faced with the ambiguous evidence and conflicting narratives. But as we'll see, the quest for answers wouldn't end there. Stay tuned to the Great Indian AI podcast channel, because in the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore how official investigations grappled with these persistent rumors and the emergence of a new figure who would add another layer of complexity to the enigma of Subhas Chandra Bose, Gumnami Baba. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the Great Indian AI podcast channel for more fascinating journeys into the heart of history. Welcome back to the Great Indian AI podcast channel. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? Exploring the life and the enduring mysteries surrounding the death of Subhas Chandra Bose.
It's a story that twists and turns a historical puzzle with pieces that never seem to quite fit together.
Exactly. And despite the official account pointing to his death in a plane crash in 1945, the rumors and legends persisted, fueled by a potent mix of emotional longing and the allure of alternative narratives.
And those alternative narratives took many forms. From whispers of his survival in the Soviet Union to the captivating tale of his transformation into a wandering sadhu.
We've seen how these theories resonated with people offering solace and a flicker of hope in the face of loss. But even as those theories swirled, official investigations continued attempting to bring clarity to the enigma of Bose's fate.
And as we discussed in the previous part of our deep dive, some of those investigations, rather than quelling the speculation, actually added fuel to the fire, raising even more questions and doubts.
The Mukherjee Commission, for example, while meticulously examining evidence, ultimately rejected the plane crash narrative, suggesting that Bose might have escaped with the help of Japanese authorities.
Their findings were based on their interpretation of the available evidence, but they didn't present any definitive proof to support their claims.
So it seems us even decades after the event, the official narrative remained contested, with some clinging to the possibility that Bose had somehow survived.
And that brings us to another intriguing chapter in this saga, the emergence of a mysterious figure known as Gumnami Baba.
Ah yes, Gumnami Baba. This enigmatic figure who lived in seclusion in Faizabad in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh became a focal point for those who believed that Bose was still alive.
Rumors began to circulate that Gumnami Baba was in fact Subhas Chandra Bose himself, living incognito after having staged his own death.
Wait, so this wasn't just another sadhu. People actually believed he was the missing freedom fighter.
The rumors gained traction because of Gumnami Baba's unusual lifestyle and his knowledge of events and individuals connected to Bose's life. Some even claimed that he possessed documents and personal belongings that belonged to the freedom fighter.
It's like something out of a spy novel, a master of disguise living a secret life hidden in plain sight. It's no wonder this story captured the imagination of so many.
And these weren't just idle rumors. The claims surrounding Gumnami Baba were taken seriously enough to warrant investigation, even by the Mukherjee Commission, which was tasked with probing Bose's disappearance.
So even official bodies were intrigued by this enigmatic figure. It's as if the mystery of Bose's fate had taken on a life of its own, weaving its way through the corridors of power and the realm of public imagination.
Indeed. The Gumnami Baba story became intertwined with the official investigation, adding another layer of complexity to the already tangled web of speculation.
It must have been a challenging task for the commission trying to separate fact from fiction, sifting through the rumors and trying to determine if Gumnami Baba was a genuine lead or just another red herring.
It was a delicate balancing act, trying to respect the beliefs of those who saw Gumnami Baba as the resurrected hero while also remaining objective and evidence-driven.
And ultimately, the commission decided to pursue a scientific approach, didn't they?
Yes, they requested DNA samples from Bose's family to compare with those of Gumnami Baba. It was a bold move, a gamble that could potentially solve the mystery once and for all.
It must have been a tense wait for everyone involved. The possibility of finally confirming or debunking the Gumnami Baba theory was tantalizing.
The anticipation was palpable, but the results, when they finally arrived, delivered a decisive blow to the hopes of those who believed that Gumnami Baba was Bose.
So the DNA tests were negative.
Conclusive. The scientific evidence proved beyond a doubt that Gumnami Baba was not Subhas Chandra Bose.
Another twist in the tale, another theory debunked. But despite this setback, the allure of the Bose survival myth persisted, didn't it?
It did. The belief in Bose's survival runs deep, fueled by a combination of historical circumstances, the lack of definitive visual evidence, and the emotional longing for a different ending to his story.
It's a powerful reminder that sometimes belief transcends evidence, especially when dealing with figures who hold such a profound place in a nation's heart.
And as we've seen, the Bose saga is a testament to the enduring power of belief, the way in which myths and legends can shape our understanding of the past.
But amidst this intricate web of theories and speculation, there's one final piece of evidence. We need to examine a piece that emerged relatively recently, adding another layer of clarity to the puzzle.
You're referring to the Japanese government report declassified in 2016.
Exactly. This report, completed in 1956, but kept confidential for over 6 decades, provides crucial information that sheds light on the events surrounding Bose's death.
This report, titled Investigation on the Cause of Death and Other Matters of the Late Subhas Chandra Bose, was a thorough investigation conducted by the Japanese government. It included interviews with numerous witnesses, including those involved in the flight and Bose's subsequent medical treatment.
So they went straight to the source, gathering first-hand accounts from those who were present during those crucial moments.
And their findings, while aligning with the earlier reports we discussed, offer a valuable independent verification coming from a different perspective.
It's like having multiple witnesses corroborating the same story, making it more difficult to dismiss.
Precisely. And this report goes beyond simply reiterating the known facts. It also directly addresses the persistent rumors surrounding Bose's alleged escape and potential survival.
Okay, so how does this Japanese report shed light on those enduring theories?
It debunks them. The report unequivocally states that Bose died in the hospital hours after the crash due to heart failure brought on by third-degree burns. They provide a detailed account of his desperate escape from the burning plane, his clothes engulfed in flames, and the valiant efforts of those who tried to save him.
It's a tragic and heroic story all wrapped into one. And coming from an independent source, it adds weight to the official account, making it harder to ignore or dismiss.
It does. But even with this compelling evidence, the myth of Bose's survival persists, a testament to the enduring power of belief and the human desire for a more hopeful narrative.
It seems that even in the face of overwhelming evidence, some stories refuse to die, their flames fanned by the winds of emotion and the allure of the unknown.
And perhaps in a way that's part of what makes history so fascinating. It's not just a collection of facts and dates, but a tapestry woven with interpretations, beliefs, and the enduring power of storytelling.
Well said. And as we reach the end of our deep dive into the mystery of Subhas Chandra Bose's death, it seems that the story is far from over. His legacy continues to inspire debate, ignite passions, and spark the imagination.
We've explored the evidence, the theories, and the emotional undercurrents that have shaped the narrative surrounding his disappearance. But the final interpretation, the ultimate truth, perhaps lies somewhere between the documented facts and the enduring myths.
So what stands out to you after this deep dive into the mystery of Subhas Chandra Bose's death? What aspects of his life and legacy intrigue you the most? We've provided you with the essential pieces of the puzzle, but it's up to each individual to assemble those pieces and arrive at their own understanding of this complex historical event. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the Great Indian AI Podcast channel for more fascinating journeys into the heart of history, culture, and beyond.